Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today I wanted to talk about what is upcoming for Global in a sort of general sense, and why I think it is going to be a very fun time for Global Dokkan. Now obviously that it kind of depends. If you're free to play, you know, you've got some tough decisions ahead of you on what banners to summon on, what things to prioritize. There's also, you know, the ever looming shadow of the fact that we're now so far behind on Super Battle Road stages. We thought we were going to get some with the Gohan celebration. The upcoming Gogeta celebration has new ESBR stages, or had new ESBR stages on JP. And so, are we going to get those before the category stages that we should have got? Or are we going to get the category stages instead? We don't know. So, in terms of the actual content that's going to be added to the game for you to do, that is kind of still up in the air. But in terms of the new things that are going to become available, like the new toys to play with, so to speak, Global is in for a fun time, because obviously we've been made aware by leaks from iSeriously, and the more we've seen come out, the more it seems that this is going to be the case, that the next big thing to come to Global is the Dokkan Festival for Tech Gogeta, which I was talking about it on Twitter yesterday. This banner is actually ridiculously good. I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time Pycon and Janemba will come back on Global, which straight away is obviously pretty good. Like, we meme about Janemba all the time. I'm still not a huge fan of this unit, but obviously can be useful. I mean, he's the Corroded Body and Mind category leader, so a lot of people who didn't pull him still haven't been able to do that mission on the GT Goku event. And then Pycon, kind of in the same boat, leads Connected Hopes. It's a bit easier to do that with like a Super Saiyan team, but both of them can be very good. They can work well as support units on the teams that they fit on, as long as you can actually, you know, get the orb restriction and stuff. In Gotenks, I still think is a really good unit. I feel like I personally underrated him for a long time, until I got a couple of dupes in him and then really started using him. Especially on like Extreme Super Battle Road. Once he gets off a couple of super attacks, his defense is really, really good. Physical Goten and Trunks have never returned on Global, so obviously this will be some people's first chance to pick them up. Their team is kind of limited in the way that you can, I mean, it's not really, because they have Kamehameha's leader skill, but if you really want to build their team in an optimal way to maximize their efficiency, you're a bit more restricted in how you build it. But in that same sense, that team is really, really good. Then we have the Go Bros. Obviously, they're one of the older Dokkan Fest LRs now. A lot of people don't rate them anymore. The Blue Boys are, again, I think quite underrated. They're really, really good, especially in Super Battle Road. And then we have the two new units, the Gotenks and the Gogeta. So, really, like, on this banner, out of the featured SSRs, you would probably say the worst ones are the two Super Saiyan Gogetas at the bottom here. But I'm not saying they're bad. Like, the Int one with his Easy A is very solid. The AGL one will be getting an Easy A eventually, so he'll probably become insanely busted again, like he was when he first came out. So this banner is just generally very good overall. And then, of course, we got the new Gogeta, who is basically like the Gogeta version of STR Vegito. There are some minor differences. People have some gripes with some of the details of the way he was designed, but he definitely is a good, fun unit. For Gogeta fans out there, obviously he has insanely cool, like, animations, the active skill, like, all of that kind of stuff is very, very cool. And then the Gotenks that comes on the banner is a insane unit. He's like a Super Battle Road god. He's an AoE unit that raises defense on super attack, can stun all the enemies with his AoE. He has a built-in chance to get an additional super, and he's an AGL unit, so even if you only pull one copy of him, he has level 5 additional. So this guy could potentially super attack 3 times in one turn. Each one of those super attacks raises his defense and has a chance to stun all enemies. So when it comes to what ones have we got here? So Fusion, Hybrid Saiyans, Movie Heroes, Youth, Super Saiyans, Special Post doesn't have one yet, Gifted Warriors not yet, and Time Limit not yet. All of these Super Battle Road stages, obviously some aren't on Global yet either, but all of these Super Battle Road stages, you just put this guy on the team if you have him. He's super good. Now obviously he goes into the general pool, but especially if we are actually going to get new Super Battle Road stages, I think you definitely want to pull this guy, because if Global gets the new category stages that should have come with the Gohan celebration instead of the ESBR stages that came with this celebration on JP, I think that's when we get the special pose stage. So this guy will be absolutely ridiculous for that. Obviously, again, you can pick him up later from the general pool, but the important thing is the new category. So time limit, this Gotenks is a lead for it, 120, and then of course the Gogeta is the new leader, HP 130, attack and defense 170. So if you don't pull the Gogeta but you do pull the Gotenks, then obviously, you know, you can run that with a Gogeta friend and you'll still be able to do difficult content, because 120 lead is not ideal, but some of the units on this team are pretty insane. And this is what I wanted to talk about why this is going to be so much fun when this comes out on Global, because as probably along the lines of what I'm going to title this video, the time limit category is almost the fusion category that we wish that we'd gotten. So when fusion was first announced as a category, so when Omega Shenron and Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta were first revealed, and we learned that categories was going to be like a new meta coming to the game, Fusion and Shadow Dragon Saga, unless of course you're on Global, you know, and then we got the whole to be released thing, which, as a side note, not to take too much time out of the main topic of this video, but I have never considered to be released as a global shaft, and I will continue to argue this forever, because yeah, it kind of sucked that they didn't have a leader skill, but the way you have to look at it is Akatsuki decided that Global was not ready to get the category meta at that point. I don't think we'd even got all of the 120 leaders yet. So there was only two options, because the option of just give Global the categories, that was never going to happen. That was not on the table. So there was two options. One, we get the units at the same time as JP, but they don't have leader skills. Or two, we don't get the units, and then we have to wait 5 to 6 months, because back then the gap was a lot bigger than it is now, and it generally was around 5 to 6 months. So for me personally, I pulled Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta off of those banners, and I was super hyped. I was running him on my physical Vegito Blue, like super team, using like the classic setup of like him, STR Gogeta, AGL Super Vegito. So yeah, he didn't have a leader skill, but I could use him on my team, and he was really good. That 70% chance to counter supers was insane. So yeah, it was a case of, do you want the unit now to play with it but without a leader skill, or do you just want to wait 6 months for it? Like, I'm glad we got them when we did. So anyway, to sidetrack the point of the video, so Fusion was announced as a category, and everybody straight away was like, hot damn, this is going to be one of the best category teams straight away. I mean, there was only two, so it wouldn't be too difficult, but this team is going to be insane, because we're going to have Gogetas, Vegetos, Gotenks, Kefla, like everybody. And then of course it was revealed that the Fusion category is only Fusion Dance Fusion characters, and then everybody got a little bit disappointed. Obviously Potara came later as a category, but when we look down time limit, I mean, you can see here straight away, new Gogeta is obviously the leader. Here's Tech LR Vegito Blue, Gogeta STR Vegito Blue. If we scroll down a little bit more to the TURs, like Kefla is on here, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So you will notice, of course, there are a couple of Vegetos missing. So it's interesting the way Dokkan decided to do this category, because obviously Super essentially retconned the way the Potara earrings work. I kind of don't like saying that, because technically it is a retcon, but normally when you say retcon for something, it means it was just changed like out of nowhere, you know, for no reason. It was just written into the story that it was different. But at least in this Dragon Ball Potara scenario, you can kind of argue that it was the old Kai that told them that Pataras were permanent, because he thought they were, because he didn't know better. Because he fused, well, he's a Kai, he fused with somebody, it was permanent. Then later we find out it's only permanent if you are a Kai, which obviously he didn't know that was a factor. But anyway, regardless of how you want to split hairs about it, it was retconned. So in Super, they make it very clear that Potara fusion is temporary. So every Potara fusion from Dragon Ball Super, or later, I guess, because Heroes, they include the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, any of the Super Vegetos, like the STR LR counterpart of the Tech LR Gogeta, and obviously like AGL Physical Super Vegito, they are not on the category. But all of the Vegito Blues from Super and the Keflas, So this is going to be awesome because now we can actually run like a proper fusion team, all of these different fusions, aside from the couple of Super Vegetos. Like, this has got big ramifications for the future for Global, because obviously the new Kale and Caulifla that fuse into Kefla are on there. The physical Kefla, who gets an easy A and is actually really, really good, is on there. And then the other big thing as well is, of course, remember we have the upcoming Heroes stuff. So I did do the showcase yesterday for this Tech Gotenks. He's pretty terrible. He really needs an easy A. But these guys are coming with Heroes around the same time, sometime in November. They are getting Awakening. So this Gotenks Xeno awakens into Super Saiyan 3. Gohanks awakens into Super Saiyan 3. And then this Vegex awakens into a Super Saiyan. Because he's from Heroes, we can assume it's the same Potara rules as Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So he should be on... well, of course he is. He's right here. But yeah, these guys are all going to awaken, and they're going to be really good units on this team as well. So the time limit category is pretty awesome. There's a couple of random extreme units on here, like the LR Bootanks and Golden Frieza. So the physical Angel Frieza's on here as well. That's basically it. So, I mean, you're probably not going to be putting them on the team. I mean, technically, you can run this double Boo rotation. But, yeah, it's going to be all about the fusions. And, of course, the team is going to be made stronger by the release of those Heroes Awakenings. Obviously, there's a couple of units on here who aren't technically fusions as well. But, overall, this team is going to be really, really good. And essentially gives us the fusion team that we always wanted to have, aside from, you know, having a couple of the Super Vegetos. Because obviously having STR LR Vegito on this team would be pretty insane. So we can link him up with the new Goku and Vegeta, because they do share most of the same links, I believe. But yeah, overall, like, this is going to be super fun. Like, I'm really, really looking forward to this. Like I said at the start, you're going to have some tough choices if you're free to play, because summoning for Gogeta and then also going in on Heroes is going to require some it's a serious amount of stones. And we've just come off of a very generous celebration. And we are technically, this is like 2 celebrations rolled into one, so I don't know how many sort of free stones they're going to give away, but I definitely don't think it's going to be anywhere near as much as the download celebration was. But this is going to be really, really fun if you get this whole setup. And then, of course, because, you know, the Gogeta unit is a fusion as well, so even if you don't pull any of the new units, if you look at the old fusion category, like, there's so many fusion leaders and they're all on time limit, so you can run this with a new Tech LR Gogeta friend. And of course, this is the same category that all of those fusion units are on, apart from obviously the Vegex, who's on the Potara category. So even if you have to split the leader skills, like, this is going to be really, really good. I personally am super, super hyped about running this team. Very much hoping that the luck goes my way so I can pull Gogeta, because I will be going in on Heroes, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing, because we only know what the Heroes Awakenings are apart from the Xenopan, obviously. So there still is the potential that we could get something like Kaioken Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Gogeta. Those will obviously be buffs to the time limit category as well. So this category is going to come to Global and almost immediately get that massive buff with the Heroes stuff. So very, very exciting time for Global. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are you hyped for this like I am? Are you in that position where you've really got to decide how to use your stones? Are you just going to wail out, because this is probably a good time to do so if you can? But yeah, let me know all of your thoughts about this situation and the whole month of November on Global. And this isn't even touching on the fact that we could still get LR Janemba towards the end of the month as well, but obviously he's not really anything to do with this category, but that's another thing you have to think about that's coming out as well. So let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.